The process of starting to breastfeed is difficult, like I'm not going to lie about that part, but it's something that you just have to stick with. It was a known fact, like I was gonna breastfeed. I was determined. Well, what I did when I was home on maternity, from the time my milk came in, I started to store. So I kept on pumping and storing, pumping and storing, pumping and storing. So when I came back to work, baby still had milk in storage, but I also had a conversation with my manager and supervisor to express to them that I am breastfeeding. I'm probably gonna need a few minutes to express, like, how are we gonna deal with it? Is there a place that I can go to just express for like 30 minutes because it's 15 minutes on each? And they were very open to it. Like I really had no problems coming back to work and expressing my milk, to the point that, to be honest, my baby doesn't even really touch my storage because she eats all the milk that I express at work. So the storage is there, but of course you have to go through and ensure that it's not past the 6-month mark. So sometimes I'll go through, take out some of the older ones, feed her those, and store the ones that I do express at work. Well, I work with all men, that's the first thing. The environment, I really don't have a problem. I was blessed with that fact that I don't have a problem at work in regards to breastfeeding and expressing my milk. So the guys were pretty open. It was shocking, but they were pretty open to it. They encouraged me a lot. My manager and supervisor, Sean and Dale, when I came back to work, they were actually expressing to me that you should breastfeed for about a year. It's the best thing for the baby. The baby needs that nutrients. Some of the guys, like Jakeem, he would ask me questions pertaining to breastfeeding and milk and so forth. Daniel will make some jokes.
In terms of breastfeeding with Camille, that's something that I expected actually. So, when she actually formally requested for some leniency in terms of being able to express at work, that didn't come as a surprise. I think in general, most of us in here, although we're all male, I don't think there's anyone here who is not full breastfeeding. So one, we expected it, and we're also fortunate that we were able to facilitate, because we have logistically the space needed to do that. That would afford her some privacy and so on. That of course has a lot to do with Dale, because she's using his office. So since he has a private space, then it wasn't an issue at all to allow her the time and the space in order to do that.
I understand the worry about going back to work when you're nursing your baby at home, but it takes planning. And planning in the sense that, yes, you should express and store as much breast milk as you can. Not only for going back to work purposes, but sometimes you may get sick or something and the storage is there. We don't want to have to stop baby from nursing and introducing formula and that kind of thing. So I would say plan. Store as much breast milk as you can during that 3-month period that you're home, and also have a conversation with your manager or your supervisor. Explain to them that you're nursing, and is there some place if they can accommodate you to go and express and so forth, because it's not recommended to express in the bathroom. I don't think any of us would want our food prepared in the bathroom, right? So bathrooms, that's out. So you just have a conversation with your manager and supervisor, and I think just open a platform where y'all can have that level of communication about nursing and so forth, so that they understand that this is something that you're doing and how you feel about it, and you really don't want to stop.
People need to be aware of the benefits of breastfeeding, because to some people it may come across as just a luxury, I don't know, maybe old-fashioned or something of the sort. I am not certain how everybody views it, but there's a reason why people should, very good reasons actually, why breastfeeding should be encouraged, maybe at least through the first year of life. They say 6 months to a year, but I mean, if you can make it to a year, why not? Which means, since we have a 3-month maternity period for now, it means that in order to facilitate that, there's going to have to be some leeway given at work. If you have a staff who is pregnant, that would probably be the time to figure out, first of all, whether or not they plan to breastfeed, and also the logistics behind being able to accommodate that if necessary. Time is probably the easiest thing to deal with, but perhaps the physical logistics may be an issue in some instances, because you're going to need a space with some level of privacy for the individual to use. So that's something that, as early as possible, should probably be worked out. All right, where is it that I could have this employee use if they need the space to do that? And then encourage them to do that, let them know that they have your support, and allow it to happen, basically.
You see online, they have these little spoons where, you know, the milk can stay in there, and when baby starts to eat the food, and you just, you know, squeeze it a little bit and it comes out. So there are a lot of things online, you just have to research. So as I said, planning is key. I drink a lot of water because I find the more I stay hydrated is the more breast milk I actually produce. When I say hydrated, I'm talking about water. I really don't like juice or sodas, so water is my go-to drink. So I drink a lot of water, and I make sure I give my body the nutrients it needs for breastfeeding. You have to ensure that you eat. Eating is important, but eating fruits and vegetables a lot, that also helps to increase your breast milk. Well, baby wakes up with me. So baby wakes up about 5:30 with me, and I give her half an hour. So half an hour I will be nursing her until I get up and I go and take a shower. And then by 7:30, I already have a bottle prepared. So I take up to my mom. So then she gets her bottle at 7:30 with the breast milk inside of the bottle, of course. When I return from work, I collect her from my mom, we reach home, and that's usually her winding down period, meaning she likes to go to sleep by 7 o'clock. So by the time I reach home at 5, I am just basically winding down with her. So I will turn on Mozart for babies in the room, and the lights are off. That's important because no stimulation, so she knows it's bedtime. And I sit there and I nurse her. I will have a little conversation with her. I will talk to her, tell her mommy miss her, mommy loves her. But that's my routine to get baby down to sleep, and then she goes down. And I get to do some little stuff when I go to bed. My mom is pro breastfeeding. Like, when I got pregnant, she told me, I breastfed for 2.5 years. So that's why I said there was no doubt that I was going to breastfeed, because that support from my entire family, even my dad, you have to breastfeed. You know, everybody around me was like, breastfeeding is the best thing. And to be honest, I like it. As I said, it's difficult in the beginning. It's something that you have to stick to. I mean, the sore nipples, I've been there, trying to get a proper latch. And I have an inverted nipple, so that was a little bit challenging as well. But baby learn, baby adapts to you, and the baby will also help you. So there was no doubt about breastfeeding. So stick to it, no matter what. The first 2 weeks, I'm gonna tell you, it's going to be challenging. You're trying to get down your milk, you're wondering if your baby is getting enough food. It's fine. We all go through it. It's a hurdle that we all have to pass, but guaranteed, once you stick to it, you're going to learn how to keep going, and everything will be fine. Don't worry about it.